everyone, welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And we're still doing our socially distant book club. I kind of can't wait for the libraries to open and for Panera to open. I miss our chat sessions at Panera, so hardcore.
That's true. It's true. Well, and then we film in a study room at the library, and I don't know when study rooms are going to open again.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be a while.
So this week we are going to be talking about this week. I'll Be the One by Lyla Lee. We both got it from Edelweiss, right? You got it from Edelweiss. From the publisher for an honest review. Yay us. Okay, so this is about Sky, who is a Korean American who is a very talented dancer and singer. But throughout her life, she's been kind of, I want to say bullied by her mom, but she's been put down by her mom because she's heavier. And she is healthy. Her doctor tells her that she's healthy and that when she tries to, forego eating, that leads to kind of medical issues for her. So she's just comfortable with the size that she's at. She's accepting of her size, even though her mom constantly puts her down for it. And so what she wants to do is, because she's so talented, she wants to take part in there's a K-pop American Idol kind of contest where groups of people are competing to be the winner of the dance challenge and the singing challenge. And so she goes behind her mom's back and she signs up for this reality television show, and she gets in, and she does continue to experience kind of hate based on the beauty standards of Korean culture, because she is heavier, and in kind of K-dramas and such, heavier people are always kind of typecast as the comedy, which is not very different from what you see in American films. I just think who we consider heavy in the cultures is very different. But there, to an extent, you do find that in American culture. Anyway, so she's going through it. She's really talented. She's fighting against one judge in particular who really thinks that she has no staying power and cannot, make it in this profession. But she's kind of making connections with other contestants and making friends. And there's Henry, this rich playboy who is super cute and a model. And she finds out that he's not as shallow as she expected him to be. And they actually start having sparks fly. And she's also meeting other people, other contestants who are Korean, who are also LGBTQ, which is something that she is pleasantly surprised about because she identifies as bisexual, and that's something that she hasn't seen in other people of her culture around. It's definitely something that is taboo and looked down upon, and they aren't, is not approved of. So she's definitely kind of opening her world and finding kind of her voice and her place in the world. Yeah?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything important?
No, that's basically without giving anything away. So, and as you're describing the book, I'm I really, really like the idea behind this book, and I think it had an awesome opening paragraph. It hooked me, but somewhere around 2/3 of the way through the book, she kind of started to lose me.
See, and I really liked this book. I liked the characters, and I want to know more about the characters. And what I just found out, while I was pulling it up on Goodreads to make sure that I had the author's right name, is that this is the first in a series, and I'm excited for it. I want to know more about these characters because I genuinely like them.
Well, and I will read the second book, but I feel like we didn't get a full book because there's a plan for a second book. And that actually, when you told me that there was a second book, that made sense, because I kept thinking Henry is an incredible character. Henry, there's a lot of stuff going on there. And I kept thinking, well, why isn't he in this book more? If this is the romantic lead, why aren't they interacting more? And it's because a lot of stuff was held back. And I don't love that it was held back.
And I actually, that I can agree with. I think if this book was even twice as long,
Right.
Instead of being in a second book, you would have had the development, and it would have been pretty darn close to perfection. I think that near the end of it, it got a little out of hand and unbelievable, which happens in other romance books, but I think because it was missing a few pieces and parts along the way, you're not as willing to kind of dissociate and allow kind of the unrealisticness to happen.
Well, and I feel like, did they ever completely explain the competition?
Not really. Like, I don't, like, what are they going to win?
Because, like, yeah, they're going to win something in Korea, but are they going to be, like, in a K-pop band? Are they going to, and, like, I'm also kind of like, if you're not forming a group or a band, why is there a dance competition and a singing competition? And, I mean, maybe.
So, actually, I think the one judge was, like, the manager of one of the, like, companies out there, and I think they were going to, like, be trained. So maybe they were basically getting a record deal, essentially.
They never actually say that.
You're right.
See, and that's the thing, I think that's what bugs me, because I think this book had the potential to be a book I absolutely loved, and I really liked it, and I liked it for the message that they were sending, and I liked it for the representation, particularly the bisexual characters that were Korean. I feel like you never see that, and I feel like those kids need a book that they can see themselves in, but I feel like there are also so many little things that if she hadn't been doing such diverse representation, would have kind of ruined the book for me.
I don't know.
And like I said, I enjoyed
I
this.
don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoyed this book. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it did get off the rails a little bit near the end, but
And I also like, and I want to stop doing it because I enjoyed the book and I want to read the second book, but like if you start picking at the threads, it kind of unravels pretty quickly.
yeah, but I also think because the characters, I mean, I genuinely enjoyed the characters, and because of that, and because the concept of the book was interesting, I think she definitely has room to grow as an author.
She does have room to grow as an author, and I
I
will happily read the second book. I just honestly, I feel like Sky was the weakest character of them all. Like I said, to me, Henry was what won me over. Like I want a whole book about Henry, and maybe that's what the next book is going to be.
Yeah, because I liked Lana and Tiffany as well, the two friends
Right.
that she has. Like, they were interesting. I don't understand how her parents coexist the way that they coexist, with
Well,
her
and that was
dad never
something
being there and her mom being just who she is.
Well, and I feel like her dad was Korean American, but then there was like a part where he didn't understand like a very basic American idiom. So I was like, did I misread the beginning or?
Well, and that could just be like like a continuity issue that they may get rid of.
Yeah, there were a couple. There was like something else like that. So like I said, I don't want to pick at the threads because I did enjoy the book and I did like the book,
I'm
and
going
I
to
would
recommend it to readers.
right, and I would totally particular. And like I said, there just aren't a lot of really strong books that are kind of fluffy that feature Korean characters, but I almost feel like she was trying to do too much. Like you have the body issues, you have the LGBTQ issues, you have and they come right out and say that what her mother was doing, emotional abuse issues, and you have the romance, and you have all of that, and I just feel like it was almost a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, at first it didn't feel that way, but I think once you get to the end and the way things are kind of tied together, that
Yeah.
is true.
But again, I will read the second book.
Oh, I'm totally going to read the second book.
Which I feel like that's the big thing is I will read the second book.
All right, are we ready to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, so our rating scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it does not get a horn and is therefore a horse. So where are you?
I'm at a 3. It's a solid 3. I want to read more. And even if she writes other characters, I'd like to see where this author goes.
See, and I'm going in between a 3 and a 4.
Which is where I am too. I'm like kind of like at a 3.5.
So I'm going to give it a 4 because I really like the characters. I want to know more about the characters. I'm happy that there's going to be a sequel. I know that I'm going to recommend this to somebody, and I feel like in many romance books that I read, there are a lot of unrealistic like convenient kind of happenings in the plot, that this just kind of follows along with that. So I'm in a good place with it. So,
Okay, so that is where we are. And we'll see you around.
bye.
Bye.